Hey folks, my name is Jerry Herrmann. I'm the person involved with many of these walking tours and the president of Rivers of Life Center. We love to involve youth and young adults in the research and organization of these programs. Today's journey of discovery is going to take a look at the battle between two great rivers. The Willamette, which we're of course used to in Oregon, in this part of the Northwest, and the Clackamas, or Clackamas, as we call it, Clackamas, to the Native Americans that lived in this area. These two rivers battled for control, and the Clackamas ultimately won, describing much of the geography and natural history of our region. And in this battle between the two rivers, navigation between vessels, sailing craft, no less, but especially steamboats, the navigation channels were all over the map here at the location of the juncture of these two great rivers. That juncture occurs right at Clackamas Park in Oregon City. West Linn, or Linn City, is on the opposite shore, and of course Milwaukee, a great port, is downriver about 8 miles from this point. What we're going to talk about today is the highlights of our Tale of Two Rivers exploration. All right, at the mouth of the Clackamas and Willamette rivers as they come together here at Clackamas Park, you can see some historians and presenters that will be a part and are a part of our walking tours. Young Joshua Beckham does a great history of the Willamette Valley. Larry McIntyre, playing Robert Moore from Linn City, or West Linn, talks about the commerce as it evolved in this area. And we started out our program with a picture of a great statue of a great man, Dr. John McLaughlin. I'm on the left in this photograph, and these are just some of the presenters that will be playing the role of David Douglas, the great botanist, the greatest of all botanists in our world history, who was here in 1829 at this point, right here. At this site, overlooking the Willamette River and the juncture of the Clackamas River, the Clackamas constantly infilled this channel with huge millions of cubic yards of gravel over the years, making navigation very, very difficult. There was a captain who found out how difficult this navigation area would be, who decided to build his home in Oregon City because he wanted to solve this problem of navigating from the great port of Milwaukee, the greatest port at that time on this part of the West Coast, from Milwaukee up to Oregon City to the point of commercial activity. That captain was Captain John C. Ainsworth, and we're here in this picture at his house in Oregon City, the Ainsworth Mansion up in Upper Oregon City. Captain Ainsworth pioneered various vessels. He actually came from Iowa in the 1840s with a dream, having worked on great steamboats with people like Mark Twain, no less, that we would have great navigation opportunities here in the West. But this juncture right here was the most difficult part of navigating the entire Willamette from its beginnings up in Eugene, south of Eugene, and Waldo Lake, clear down to the Columbia River, over 180 miles. This point off of Clackamas Park was the worst. All right, we're going to be kind of concluding our general discussions and hoping you'll want to come on one of our walking tours. It's called A Tale of Two Rivers, and we do it several times a year, and you'll meet people in character costume. David Douglas, the great botanist, talking about the survey work he did in 1824 and again in 1829. Right here, we'll hear about Captain Dominguez and others that brought the Oahe, a two-masted sailing sloop, up to this point to trade with the Indians. And when he didn't get what he wanted, how he introduced great disease to the native peoples of the entire Willamette Valley, causing many thousands of them to die. And then on these walking tours, we'll talk about what was done ultimately over time to solve this navigation obstacle. The United States Army Corps of Engineers, the War College engineers, formed by President Lincoln upon the conclusion of the Great Civil War to rebuild our country. The Army War College engineers had a role to play here in making navigation possible, again, all the way to Willamette Falls. Join us on any of our walking tours by calling the numbers you see, 503-260-3432, or our email site, as you can see, riversoflifecenter@gmail.com, and we'll keep you informed about the many walking tours we do, including this one called A Tale of Two Rivers.